Good evening, Gulf Coast. Hope you had a wonderful Tuesday. We're currently tracking some light to moderate showers across our northern counties, especially if you go north of I-65, with the most heaviest of rain being noted across the Evergreen area, with some embedded lightning as well, but generally on the more isolated side of things, and we're not really seeing anything in terms of widespread scattered rainfall right now. Temperatures as they stand are in the low to mid 70s, especially if you go north of I-65, but down towards the coast and across pretty much the rest of the area along I-10, we're in the low to mid 80s. As you head out the door tomorrow and are planning for your day, we are going to be in the upper 80s to low 90s, or at least you'll start in the morning in the upper 80s, and then we'll trend towards the lower 90s with a high of 91 expected, with a low rain chance as well. Now, this heat is going to really headline the forecast over the next several days, as with our summertime moisture and humidity, those are going to bring the heat index values up into the upper 90s to low 100s, even into the mid 100s as we go later on towards the end of the week. But heat index values tomorrow are going to range right around the mid to upper 90s if you go north of I-65 and down towards the coast, and Mobile towards Pensacola, and south of I-60 or south of I-10 down towards the beach, going to be in the low 100s. And over the next 7 days, it's going to get increasingly hotter, where we're going to see heat index values range into the upper to or mid to upper 100s as well, especially by Friday and going into the weekend, where we could even see a heat index value of 108 by the time we get to early next week and Monday. And this is thanks in part to an area of high pressure, which is pretty much going to be situated over the Gulf Coast over the next several days. It's really not going to move anywhere, which is going to have our rain chances low, as well as the humidity to increase, thanks in part to that summertime pattern that we're still anticipating. And going into next week, high pressure is pretty much not going to move at all. It might retreat a little bit to the south, which might increase rain chances a little bit as we go into the early half of next week, but we'll detail that a little bit later on. Beach cast over the next 3 days is going to bring some very nice beach weather, thanks in part to these relatively calm conditions with temperatures sitting around the 90s. However, if you are going out, do expect yellow flags to fly, as rip currents will be standing around the moderate stage. Water temps in the mid 80s, will surf heights in 1 to 2 feet. And for your 7-day tracker, as previously mentioned, thanks in part to this area of high pressure, we're going to have low precip chances generally over the next few days. But as we go in towards the weekend, a little bit of next week, we will see rain chances increase slightly, but temperatures are going to remain well within the 90s and even into the mid to upper 90s going into next week.